Well, it was about 6 weeks ago. We were coming up from the cinema, right about the right time of night, or time of evening, and I saw a lot of bats flying around.
Yeah, it was a big surprise.
And so, actually Brenda said, oh, I wonder where they're living. The next night, I came out and saw them again, and only that time I saw where they were coming from. They were coming from out of our roof. Oh, no.
We contacted Bats Northwest at someone's recommendation.
Oh, hi, my name is Barbara OGAARD, and I am a naturalist, and bats are my specialty. Okay, so this is a hoary. So all the bats in our state are insect eaters. We have 14 different species.
They're called little brown bats, and I don't remember the Latin name, but that's their official non-Latin name.
The people, I believe, in Columbia City have a maternity colony.
Because they all came at once. There was 100 and then there was 200, so they just sort of kept coming.
And I'll show you a baby bat right here. This is a little brown bat, and you can see the size of them. They're very, very tiny. Most bats only have one pup. So that's a slow reproducer, and when people destroy whole colonies, it takes forever to build up a colony again.
We learned really that the easiest thing to do was close off the attic, leave them alone, clean it up later.
You can't hardly talk about bats without talking about rabies as well. The health department gets 200 to 300 bats to test every year, and only 10% of those are positive. So rabies is a very small fraction, but the thing is that we must never take a chance of picking up a bat on the ground. I'd like to show you the teeth, because remember that bats have sharp teeth not to bite people, but because bugs are crunchy.
Well, bats are really beneficial just in terms of the environment. They fill a niche. And
bats are the major predator of night-flying insects. Because of bats, that's the reason you can have cookouts at night. If you didn't have bats, you'd have to be lighting a lot of candles around there that don't work anyhow. So,
they're absolutely making, no mess that we could determine up in there. Partly that's because they seem to be between the insulation and the roofing.
Bats love high temperatures, and the reason they like that high temperature is when it's a nursery, it speeds up the biological process of growing, and so that's why mums always love your attic, because in the summer your attic gets to be 100 degrees, and bats are all toasty in there, yeah.
And they have been beneficial in a lot of ways, even though they're not paying rent. They are bringing the neighborhood together.
At first it was just neighbors would come by, or people would see the chairs and they'd sit and watch, or they'd ask what was going on. And
actually, we've had to add more chairs.
Yeah, I've seen you in a long time.
I've seen people I haven't seen in years who've wandered by because I've been meaning to call you, kind of thing.
There's been up to 40, 50 people some nights out here to watch the bats.
We're actually from Puyallup, so it's great.
Yeah, like getting to see all the bats close up, that was pretty cool.
When the bats come out, everybody gets really quiet and watches them and gets really fascinated by them. And
they are coming out of the crack there.
I kind of expected them all to exit at once, like a big mass exodus, but they all came out one at a time. That was interesting.
In September, we're given to understand all of the pups will be able to fly and fend for themselves, and so then we can exclude them.
The neighborhood has been very supportive, and everybody wants to put up bat houses. And
oh, all kinds of neighbors out here have been just really on board with that idea.
So we can hopefully get them to come back, and come back somewhere where they're not, where they're not in your house, because that's not the best thing. But that's only the second time it's happened. Apparently it found its way in a little crack in the top of the screen. It took him a while. He just had to fly until he got so tired he perched, and then we could catch him. I'm still really amazed by how people are just really interested in the new people that show up, and they're just fascinated, and they want to have all these questions. And I mean, I don't know very much. I've learned it all in the last 6 weeks, but I know more than I did 6 weeks ago. So time to go. Okay, here we go. Woo. It's been really a good learning experience and been kind of fun.
Watch CityStream Thursday nights at 7 on the Seattle channel, or get video on demand and podcasts anytime at seattlechannel.org.